and welcome to Kuroi and Youth. I am, of course, Howard, and joining me tonight is Scarfinger from the Scarcasm podcast. I can't remember the name of your show off the top of my head.
Okay, so first of all, that was a lame-ass intro. Hello, everyone! It's like, you might as well have been British. Hello, buddies! I am Howard. Like, you just went total fucking, like, you went total, like, cheeseball. I am a fucking professional, sir.
Kiss my ass!
I'm a fucking professional, sir. I am a professional podcaster. And, so yeah, I do 3 impossible podcasts.
Start this over.
My show is Scarcasm Live. And you can find all this. No, fuck that. No, we are not. We are not. We will not do this. No, because we are not going to do the hello, good buddies. Like, we are not going to do that again. So here's the thing. I'm just going to name my stuff because you couldn't. Scarcasm Live podcast my recording is still going, and I will upload my own fucking recording, dude. So, I mean, I was going to do that anyway, but, I'll explain why. I'll explain why later. But I do,
I'll start my recording. I want to start my recording.
Do not restart the whole thing. Like, bruh, it's not necessary. This is gold. This is podcast gold. This is what we do as podcasters. Like, we mess with each other when we're on each other's shows. And, like, we should do not get rid of this. Like, do not get rid of this. You shouldn't have stopped your recording, but I'm keeping all of this, every bit of this. But anyway, hello, good I can't even say it now. Hello, little buddies. I'm Scarfinger. I have 3 impossible podcasts. I have Scarcasm Live, which is just a podcast with my friend Chase. Chase is a jolly old chap, and I have Scarcasm Live.
Can I give my intro now?
No.
Hi, I'm Howard. Welcome to Kuroi and Youth.
No, fuck that shit. Fuck your show. This is my show now. I just took this over. So I got Scarcasm Live. I do Facetious with my man Blue. And that is a show. There's a podcast feed, and also we do that live on Hangouts every Monday at 7 Eastern, which, holy fuck, I did not know that Michigan was on the Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I did not know that.
I was on Eastern Standard Time, nigga.
Exactly. Like, that's how I figured this shit out. I was like, I'm on Eastern, right? I figured y'all were fucking Central, at least.
No. You know who else is on Eastern Standard Time now that we're on this? Mr. Stan is on the same time zone as me, motherfucker, and I bet you didn't know that.
I mean, I know that now.
Yeah, Mr. Stan is on the same time zone as me.
I never fucking knew that. I never knew that Michigan was on Eastern Time. Okay, and then, but like 7 Eastern every Monday, me and Blue, Facetious. And then my third podcast is The Dream Team that I do with my man Rashani and Adjective J. So I used to be on the show, and then I left for a little bit, and I came back. And you used to be a fan, but you like stopped that because pod beef, son.
I didn't stop being a.
Go ahead.
I didn't stop. All right, let's get started before we get into this. Number one, I want to thank you for shaming the shit out of me for all the time I try to argue with you about feminism through the voicemails.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I don't. Well, it will really.
I listened to those episodes. I was like, shut up, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's one of those things to where I just didn't understand. Personally, I didn't understand how how you could truly be a male feminist. Like, you could, that's like saying this, like it's like white people on the front lines of Black Lives Matter. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, you're, like, are you really included, or are you just a supporter? If you can be a supporter, but are you really Black Lives Matter? But like, there's a lot of questions there. You know what I mean? Like, you could be like, you're either one of us or you're Rachel Dolezal. Like, I don't know which one you are. And you're like the Rachel Dolezal of feminism. Like,
I was. I have a complicated relationship with feminism now.
Yeah,
it's like on one hand, I do believe in equality for women, The other problem is that shit has gotten now where men to be on the good side of things, you kind of have to have like the sort of like shame about yourself.
No, there is no fucking shame. Men for history, in all of history, men have done really, really stupid things for the love of women. And that's not going to change. The times may change. The way men do things for women have changed, but that thing is not going to change. Like, there's been wars fought over women. Like, the Trojan War was over a woman. Like, there was a full-on, I'm going to fucking kill you war because of a woman. Like, this shit happens is a different time, but this shit isn't going to change. And like, you're saying, oh, these guys are simping and all that kind of stuff. You goddamn right I'm a simp. I'm trying to fuck. Like, that's how this goes. I don't give a fuck if you call me a simp. If I'm fucking, I'll be a simp. I'll be a simp all day if I'm fucking. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, fuck you, nigga. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't give a fuck with I don't give a fuck what none of y'all niggas say. I got a girlfriend and I will do some simping ass shit if I can fuck. That simple.
Here's the thing. I've come to this conclusion by myself. I said, I have only ever been in love 2 times in my whole life. And the fucked up part is, of the 2 women I can honestly say I was in love with, one of those women is helping me in my relationship with the other woman I'm in love with.
I mean, that's just some weird, that's just some weird shit. Well, actually, let's be honest. Okay. You said you've only been in love twice. Are both of those women in love with you?
One is, the other one, how can I put this? The other one looks at me the same way.
Your dog looks at your answer machine when it hears your voice?
No, she'll respond by messages. The problem is she looks at...
I crack me the fuck up, and I'm going to crack me the fuck up at your expense this whole show. That's how this is going to work.
I knew what this was.
Wait, I lost you for a second. Go ahead.
Anyway, answer my messages. She'll answer my messages. She'll answer my calls. Mm-hmm. But I really she's gonna listen.
You never made it out the friend zone. Like, you never made it out the friend zone.
No. It's complicated. Let me explain what happened. See, we were friends for a long time. She's about to hear this episode, and I'm gonna say something wrong. So just take this with a pretense.
Then don't fucking say it. Like this. Just don't fucking say it. Just say that she loves you more on a friend level, even though y'all may have been homie lover friends at some point. But this is how you don't fuck your life up. This is how you don't fuck your life up. Stop listening to motherfuckers who don't know what the fuck they were doing. I was married for 9 years. I was together with my ex-wife for almost 18. Like, I can help you out here. Just get to the fucking point. Don't say too much. Like, we got a little bit close at times, but it never actually made it all the way there. Bam.
No. I'll cut to the point. We went on a trip one time back in 2011. We almost slept together.
See, that's the part you weren't supposed to say. That was the part you weren't supposed to say.
I'm telling that part because she's gonna want me to mention the part where we didn't fuck that time.
Yeah, just say no. See, this is the part. This is where you say it got close. It wasn't close enough. I still love her.
No, I'm getting. That's part 1 of the story. Part 2 is about a year ago. I was going through a mental breakdown. I needed time out of town, so my dad arranged for me to go on a trip. Okay, skip ahead. She ended up spending a month with me and cooking for me, sleeping with me, being a listening ear. Basically, it felt good to come home.
Meaning sleeping in the bed, not sleeping with you, sleeping with.
No, she was fucking me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, she was.
Okay, I see.
We were sleeping together. She was cooking for me. There was even a few times when she came up to my job to wait for me when I got out of work. Basically, she was trying to make sure I didn't kill myself.
Right. So it was sympathy fucks. I see you. There was no love on her end, but it was I just want to make sure you're all right. Go ahead and take a little bit of this pussy so you don't fuck your life up. I got you.
And then at one point she pretty much said, look, I'm looking out for you because I really do care about you, but look, you and I are never going to be together. Let it go. And after a while, I got sad, and then she got a boyfriend and got pregnant by that dude and just had the kid now. So after a while, I just wrote it off as, that was a good summer.
Okay. All right. But I mean, but there's a way to tell that story and there's a way not to tell that story. You don't need to tell that story like you're a fucking dirtbag. Just say, look, I had, I felt it. She didn't. It was, we got a little close at times. It wasn't really the same at times. I feel strongly about her, but it was never really reciprocated in the way that I would have liked. So I move on with my life. I still feel how I feel about her, but I'm moving on to something that I feel is real right now. And I wish that could have been real. But it wasn't. So see, that's how you tell. That's how you. No, that's not lying. That's not lying. There was no lie there. It's just you don't sound like a fucking dirtbag for saying, yeah, I fuck her. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that was the line that you weren't supposed to cross was the yeah we fuck dog. Like that was the line you shouldn't have crossed. But it just
Now I want to stop this whole goddamn recording.
I'm putting up this whole fucking recording at the way that it is. I just want you to know that.
You know what part to cut out.
No, I'm not. I don't cut shows. I cut up the beginning to when the show actually starts. When you're hello little boys, I'm going to cut to that part to start it. But the rest of this is going as is, and I'll tell you why. All
right.
Let me tell you why. Because we did do a show together on my podcast, Scarcasm Live, a long time ago. We did a show, and the homie JBird, my man JBird, he loved it, like absolutely loved it. And he would text me all the time about like, when are you going to have Howard back on? When are you going to have Howard back on? I fucking love that guy. And he would send me those texts all the time. And I was just like, I don't want to have fucking Howard back on the show. It's fucking Howard. And he was just like, no, dude. Dude. No.
I am a fucking joy. Fucking joy.
No. But yeah, he would send me those messages all the time. I was like, when are you going to have Howard back on?
JBird, if you can hear me, you can come on my show now. You can be on my show now.
Wait a minute. Let me finish. He kept asking for it, and then JBird passed away last year. Almost a year from now.
Nigga, what? It's
been almost a year JBird passed away. He passed away right.
JBird.
Yeah, he died like a few days before his 23rd birthday.
Damn, nigga, how'd he die?
I don't think that's been discussed very much online. And out of respect for his mom, who I follow her on Facebook and stuff like that. Out of respect for his family, I kind of keep that a little closer to the vest. But yeah.
Okay, don't gotta tell me.
Yeah, but I mean, he had some problems before, and he had some complications from a hospital visit.
Okay. So, that's all I need. You didn't have to tell me nothing. I would have been fine. Would just be like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
But again, I didn't want to go into details because I know his mom hasn't said very much. And over the course of this year, like there's been some problems with some like depression. I mean, of course, she lost her only son. But there's been depression. There's been all kinds of stuff. So out of respect for his mom, I'm not really going to go into details. Just say he had a hospital visit. And they thought he was okay, and he was not, and he lost his life right before his birthday.
Oh fuck! I just remembered.
So
she's gonna hear this.
Yep. Well,
damn it!
She's not gonna hear it on my podcast. She'll listen to my podcast.
She'll find it if you tag me in the shit.
Nope, I'm not. I won't tag you. I'll put the show up as is. I won't tag you in it. Cool. So,
fine. Since you're not gonna tag me, I would just say some other things.
No, don't. No, because you know how this goes. Somebody gonna hear it and be like, "Girl, what?" You know.
I'm gonna say some other shit.
You know what Howard said about you?
No, I'm gonna say some other
shit. No, just go back to your hello little buddies. Go back to hello little buddies, and let's get on. Let's get on with the show. So I was gonna do a show. It was no. Let me finish first. I told you this is my shit now. But I did say that I never got around to doing the show with you for him. And, it's been a year since his passing. So I figured that it would be a cool way to honor him, and do one of the things that I should have done last year.
Well, now we know the name of the episode.
What? Which one?
Of my episode. I was like, do it for JBird.
Okay. I mean, it's cool. I mean, have you want to play it on your end, but for my end, I'm putting all of this audio up as is for JBird, because that was my man's in them, and he's not here anymore. So,
all right, since we're going, I wanted to say one more thing.
Do not go overboard. Because you know how this shit works. It's the internet. Like, even if I don't tag you in this shit, something's gonna come back. You gonna share the shit on your own, and she gonna be like, "What's this?"
No, it's not about her. It's not about her.
Okay.
Fuck Chris from Insanity Check. Okay, let's go.
I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. So, like, you can say all of this, fuck these people and all that kind of stuff. I don't really know him very well. He seemed like a all right, albeit angry kind of dude. But I ain't never had no beef, so that you ain't catching that from me. How about that?
No, that little crazy ass nigga was all greasy, and then want to talk about, oh, he must hate women because he has issues with his mom. No, little nigga, I can compartmentalize.
You're breaking up.
Like, I love plenty of women.
Okay,
I love plenty of women. I just got a problem with that one person.
I kind of see his side of it. You know me, I'm not usually on your side about any of these issues like that. If you can't find it in you to have love for your mom, how can you really find it in yourself to have true love for another woman? Your mom is your first.
I love my mom.
Your mom is your first love.
But the thing is, you got to realize me and my mom's relationship is like that of Amanda Waller and anyone in Suicide Squad.
No, your relationship with you and your mom is just y'all's relationship. You don't have to draw analogies and shit like that. That doesn't make a difference.
That's our relationship. She has she needs me for things. She has like the fail safe for how to keep me in line and knows all my secrets. And I have no qualms about going off book and pissing her off.
Nope.
I'm
just gonna say I side with Chris. It very much comes off like you hate like you hate your mom most times. It very much comes because
I have a very short list of people I legitimately hate in this world. She is not on the hate list. Like, don't get me wrong. If someone was trying to kill my mom, I would gladly jump in and try to protect my mom. I'll still help my mom in the middle of like a life or death situation. She gets on my fucking nerves.
Really? But see, that goes into the whole thing, right? Like, most people would say, if my mom was in trouble, I'd gladly give my life for hers. You're saying if she was being fucked up, I might jump in and help her. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say might. I will. Like, don't get me wrong. If someone's trying to kill my mom, I'll gladly jump in and try and fight alongside her, because I know my mom got a fucking gun on her. So if I get to her person time because she fucking lost a thing, I just grab the fucking burner and just.
Okay, let's just move on. Let's just move on.
I will gladly protect my mom. That doesn't mean she doesn't drive me up a fucking wall. All right, that's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't just protect my stepmom. My biological mom died when I was 7. We discussed this earlier. That's not on the recording, but my stepmom has done so much for me. And if she was in trouble and I could give my life for hers, I most likely would. I would think about my daughter in that aspect, but I don't think I don't think I would have a second thought. It's either, do I think I can get out of this and still be there for my daughter, or do I not? Because I know she would rather me be around to protect my daughter than to protect her, but I would give my life for hers.
I didn't say I wouldn't help my mom. All I said was I'll help her.
You're saying you would help your mom, and I'm saying I would trade my life for hers.
Nah, son. There's a short list of people I would give my life for, and a few of those people are dead now.
I only have 2. I have 2. that I would trade my life for. I'd trade my life for my mom's, and I would trade my life for my daughter's. Absolutely.
Let's see. List of people I'll give my life for. My girlfriend, the other woman that I said I was.
Hold on, wait. You would trade your life for your girlfriend. How long y'all been together?
Don't do this to me.
How long? No, I didn't ask them. I said, how long y'all been together?
I'm not answering that on record.
It's been months, right? It hasn't been years.
Look, she's that special to me, all right?
She's that special to you, but you would trade your life for your girlfriends, but you wouldn't for your mom.
Do you have any idea how many times my mom has put herself in situations where somebody should have fucking killed her because she didn't know when to just let shit go?
It doesn't matter.
I know.
Doesn't matter.
When to walk
None
the
of that
fuck
matters.
Away. She will gladly fuck with niggas twice her size that will fuck her up, and she don't know when to fucking let shit go, and then wonder why she hemmed up in the fucking Sparrow Hospital and shit.
And then, I mean, you've already said the kind of men that you think that she deals with. Obviously, they're not enough of a man not to want to hurt a woman in that aspect. Because, I mean, you're a fucking man. Like, you don't really, like, no matter what she does, you don't really go out of your way to hurt a woman like that.
That's if she dates crazy niggas.
Yeah, you can say that she dates crazy niggas, but obviously.
And then, hold on. Before we go any further, I want to say this. She gonna hear this and be like, "Yeah, including your daddy. Yeah, my dad was crazy enough for busting a nut inside of you."
But see, that's the weird part about you. Like, I love my parents, and neither of my parents are here anymore. But the last thing I want to think about is my conception. You know what I'm saying? That's the last thing I want to even think about, let alone think about enough to make a joke of it.
Shit, I've had to overhear those two have sex before. This is nothing to me.
I even if that's the case, I still don't want to think about my parents' conception. Sorry. I just don't.
Sir, you were talking to somebody who walked into a karaoke and sang "Springtime for Hitler." My sense of humor is very fucked up.
No, your sense of being is very fucked up.
Ow.
I love how I listen to that social justice supervillains show or whatever the fuck. I love how, like, the whole first half of that show is John reading you your life. And then, like, all of a sudden, you were just like, did we just become best friends? And then y'all have been total best fucking friends on everything on Facebook ever since.
That is true.
And he sat right there on that show and read you your whole fucking life and then said, you know what? I kind of agree with you. Like, no, you don't fucking do that. Like, no. Sorry. I listened to that show and it just made my first of all the connection problems that y'all were having were really hard to get through. Second of all, but you know, I've had Skype issues too. But I
understand why that was hilarious for me when John did that, because I've only had that situation happen 3 times in my life. 2 were with men, 1 time was with a woman. When the 2 men did that, they became like lifelong friends. When a woman did that, guess what happened?
I'm not gonna guess anything. I don't trust you enough to guess anything because because I'll be like, you got upset and you'd be like, I fucked her, son. Like that's just the kind of nigga you are. Like,
no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. We fucked later, but she punched me in the chest because I said something smart afterwards.
Yeah, I would have punched you in the face too. I can't wait if we ever meet. I think I will punch you in the face then give you a hug because I think you need both.
Nigga, I just got these glasses. Like the glasses you see me wearing in my profile pic on Facebook, those are new.
Okay, I'm glad I don't wear glasses.
Like now, nigga, I am basically Matt Murdock without these fucking shits.
Okay. Really? Like you're that blind?
Faulty genes, all right.
No, like there's most of my family wears glasses.
I am that bad with sight. I got my dad's sight and my mom's height. I'm a walking recessive gene.
How tall are you?
I am only 5'10".
Okay, I'm 5'11". I'm like 5'11" and some change.
No, let me explain to you why this is bullshit. My little brother, the kid my mom had, after years later when I was like 13, That dude is like about to turn 14 in October. He's 6'1".
Okay, he's 2 inches taller than you, dog. Or 3 inches taller than you, dog. Like
he's 6'1".
But you're exclaiming like he's that much taller than you. He got 3 inches on you. If you're telling the truth.
No, he's 6'1". We've done the math. He plays football, so they have his height on record. His dad coaches his team, so we have record of how fucking tall he is.
Okay.
Hell, he was a huge kid when he was born.
Okay. Well, I don't see the problem there.
Yeah, but I'm short as shit.
You're 5'10". That's not short.
It is short compared when you're talking to a lot of women. This is why I'm so happy I'm not single anymore.
You're 5'10". The average woman is 5'6".
Yeah, and when I was single, I met a lot of women who used to call me short all the time because all they did was nothing but like 6'4" drug dealers.
Well, see, that again, going back to the conversation with John, that's not a problem with your height. That's a problem with your confidence.
I have no confidence.
And that's your fault.
Dude, we ain't having this discussion in that goddamn it.
No, I'm not having that conversation because it was discussed thoroughly before you became best friends. So, but it was discussed pretty thoroughly before you became best friends. But me personally, like I'm just like, yo, you not having confidence that's all you. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It doesn't have anything to do with how you were raised. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. Like how you were raised has something to do. Your upbringing only affects you until you become an adult. And when you become an adult or when you become old enough to make your own decisions in life, none of that shit in the past matters. Yes, some of it shapes you, not all of it. Some you learn to pick and choose what you're going to listen to, and then you build your person out of that. And then you take that person with you wherever you go. You just never actually took the time to accurately build your person.
Okay, let me explain something to you. I learned.
No, I don't need your explanation because you're just gonna do the same explanation that you always do for everything, and I don't care because this is about you and how you feel about things. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. And in the end, nothing that you're gonna say right now actually matters to me. It should matter more to you that you fix the problems with your own personality.
All right, and here's the thing everyone understands about me. Everyone knows, even my mother knows about me. Giving someone like me confidence is like giving nukes to a country like North Korea. It doesn't end well.
That's not true. That's not
yes,
true at all.
Because when I was at my most confident, I was a fucking nightmare. That's why I barely graduated the 6th grade.
The 6th grade, dog. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious right now?
You don't give someone like me confidence because it ends in just massive destruction. Because at that point, because I'm somebody you give confidence, I just have nothing stops me. No, and it just blazes a path of just destruction.
All right, fuck it. Never mind. I'm not going to say anything more. It's already been said. So there goes.
And we're going to take a break right here. This is Kuroi Youth. I'm serious. It's that bad.
Okay, if you say so. And you said what's the name of your show?
Kuroi and Youth. It's Japanese for Black and Youth. It's a take on the title of one of Lupe Fiasco's albums.
Yeah, I don't listen to Lupe. That guy goes from being a really good rapper to sounding batshit insane.
He's my kind of rapper.
Yeah, I can understand that. And then the whole samurai sword thing and all this other shit, like, fuck out of here. Because me personally, I don't give a shit about anime and none of that other shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, so.
He's my fucking hero.
If you say so.
If I was a rapper, he's who I'd be.
If you were a rapper, he's not who you would be. You don't have the confidence to do that.
No, if I had the confidence and I had the skill to be a rapper, I'd go the Lupe Fiasco route.
If you had the skill to be a rapper, you would be Drake's ghostwriter. Like
No, I would just go out there and just do wild shit in the streets and get my name out there, and then I would be
Drake's ghostwriter. Yep, that's it.
I'm not writing for Drake. Fuck that.
No, you would be Drake's ghostwriter. I think you have all of the necessary tools to be Drake's ghostwriter.
I am not writing for Drake.
If you were who you are and you had the skills to rap, you would be Drake's ghostwriter.
I'm not writing for Drake. If I'm writing for anybody, it ain't Drake.
Nigga, you will write for Drake if you trying to make this bread, son.
Fuck that. I will be broke and write for DMX.
No, you will be dumb to write for DMX. Every time you turn around, he's on drugs, not showing up for court dates, and when he does show up for court dates, he high out of his fucking mind. Like, that would be stupid. I would, if I was a ghostwriter,
I'll tell you exactly who I write for. I write for Kanye West before I write for Drake.
Kanye don't need you.
No, I will beg Kanye. I write for Kanye before I write for fucking Drake, because Kanye will say some of the crazy shit I would think of. Think about it. I would come up with a whole 16 bars just about his wife, and he will rap the shit.
What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What? You don't think if I was a ghostwriter, I couldn't come up with some good shit for Kanye where he's talking about his wife and have him talking about her to the world, and he wouldn't go for the shit.
I mean, I guess technically you could do that because, I mean, you don't like black women. So,
Hey! Now we're starting the show.
All of this is going in my version of the show. I'm not cutting any of this. So
no, we're back. This nigga is lying like a motherfucker on me. He's saying I don't like black women. This is a nigga lying.
You wrote an article about saying how as a blurred you should go get you somebody else. Like, nigga, what the fuck am I supposed to think about you?
All right. Let's get one thing straight. When I wrote that article, I was pissed off. You know where I was when I wrote that whole fucking article? Real talk. Let me give you the backstory behind the article.
I don't care. Like, here's the problem.
I'm telling the backstory. Here's what happened, motherfuckers, when I wrote that article. When I wrote that article, it was 4th of July. The whole ride there, I was getting nothing but calls and like texts from people making jokes about how I was in the sunken place because I was spending 4th of July at my girlfriend's parents' house because they live out by a fucking lake. So I was surrounded by nothing but white people for 4th of July, and I had to hear nothing but jokes about the movie Get Out the whole fucking time. Then I called one of my friends, and she made a joke about it, and I fucking snapped. And I had my laptop on me, so I just put down the fucking laptop on the desk, grabbed a hot dog off the grill, and a cold one, and I just drank like 2 beers, and then I just typed this whole thing out.
So, what does that have to do with anything?
I wrote it because I was angry and drunk.
Okay, but you promoted it like it was something you were proud of.
I didn't promote that shit. That just promoted itself. All I did was go in the comments and argue.
Which you tend to do a lot. Like, the comment section on your Facebook posts always go way longer than it actually should. Like, that's why half of the time when I want to say something, I'm just like, you know what? No. Like the whole Hooters thing. I'm just like, you know what? No.
No, here's why I do not back off on that. Here's why I am not backing off on that shit, because it's the truth. Titties sell, all right, people?
Yeah, sex sells. I get it. Sex sells.
No, and
but I mean, what you keep like ignoring is everyone else saying, but the food is terrible. Like, and if the food is terrible, the place can't stay open if the food is terrible. Like, if you got titties and decent food, then you're good. If you have titties and bad food, then it can't stay open. It's really that simple.
My nigga, the Hooters in my town has been open since I was 10 years old.
Right.
No one cares about the fucking food.
No, but you gotta have at least baseline decent food in order for the place to stay open as long as...
nigga, this place has been around, the Hooters in my town has been around since I was 10 years old.
And the Hooters in my town is gone. It's not even like the place is closed, the building is gone. I went back home a couple weeks ago, and the fucking Hooters and everything, the whole building was just gone. It's not there anymore.
Let me explain to you why the Hooters last on a place like in my town. The niggas in my town, people in my town on average are fucking hideous. We need a concentration of hot girls with big titties serving food. We need a place like it's an oasis. It is that bad in a place like Lansing.
I would prefer that it be decent food. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not opposed to like I'm not opposed to titties. Like I personally, I've never been to Hooters. I've never had a reason to. I've been in a committed relationship since I was 15. So I never needed that. Like, yo, I mean, just be like, I could be eating some chicken wings at home and be like, girl, show me your titties. And I'm like, okay, good. Like I can see actual titties that I can touch at home. So I never needed Hooters. Like I haven't been truly single since I was 16. Or 15. Man. I truly have not been single since I was 15. So, there was a couple of months in between. Right. There was a couple of months in between where I was kind of in a very weird space. All right.
What I'm about to say, I just want to clarify this. Maybe it's the rum and grape soda I'm drinking right now, but nigga, nobody cares after a certain point. Like, you go so long of not looking at attractive people, not even women, just attractive people, you will put up with shitty food. I know niggas who will put up with women's shitty cooking as long as she got a fucking ass on her and she fine as fuck. I know so many people who put up with that shit.
No. You will still put up with that shit as long as the pussy good or the food is good, one of the two. After a while, when that shit gets stale, they both get stale, and then you don't really want her or the fucking food anymore, which is exactly what happened at Hooters.
Nigga, by the time the food or pussy gets stale, you can't leave. Like, you gotta pay child support, or this crazy chick is after you. That's how shit run in my town. You don't just fucking shit for
why do you keep acting like where you live is that much different than anywhere else? It's the same fucking thing everywhere. It's really no. It's literally the same.
His own special place of hell. Nah, nigga.
For you, because you live there and you know all of the intricacies. But we can say that we all can say that about fucking where we're from. I live in a place that's affectionately called Bad News. Well, I'm from a place where that's affectionately called Bad News. Like, seriously, Lansing can't be that fucking bad. Like, it's not.
Nigga, the only thing Lansing has given the world is Magic Johnson, Steven Seagal, the nigga who plays Shaggy in the Scooby Doo movies, Burt Reynolds.
Okay. And my area gives you a whole bunch of athletes that are constant fuck ups.
And Pharrell.
I mean, he's a Virginia Beach nigga. Like, that's not really, he's not a Newport News nigga, but like, he's a Hampton Roads nigga, but like, we claim him because we claim all of Hampton Roads. But if we're talking about Newport News, kind of a bunch of fuck ups, like really, really talented fuck ups.
I just want to remind you, we gave the world Steven Seagal. We are responsible for a lot of bad movies.
We are responsible for Michael Vick.
How is that worse?
The place was called Bad News Kennels.
How the fuck is Michael Vick worse?
Because of the dogs, man. People love their dogs, and we found that out through Michael Vick. But people really love their dogs, and the place was called Bad News Kennels. So we were implicated twice, not just because he was from Bad News, even though the house was in Surrey. Even though the house where it was, but we're implicated because he was one of us and we championed him as one of us. And also the name of the fucking place was called Bad News Kennels. Like,
all right, I'm not about to sit here
we're responsible for Allen Iverson, who to this day,
leave him alone.
Allen Iverson is an amazing basketball player. He's also a continual screw up. And even with this new thing with the Big Three thing where he got suspended because he just decided to stay at a fucking casino all night and not go to the fucking game, the game that he was obligated to be at. Like, to this day, he's still kind of fucking up. So you're, at least you can say, like, outside of the the whole HIV thing, like Magic Johnson, not so bad. The
Magic
guy who
Johnson
played
be sending
Matthew,
mad money to the church I grew up in.
yeah, Matthew
All right,
Lillard,
leave him alone.
Matthew Lillard, not so bad. Wasn't really a great actor, but not so bad. Like, have we really heard of Matthew
No.
Lillard
Let's
really
get one
fucking
thing
up?
straight. Let's get one thing straight. Matthew Lillard only ever did 2 good movies in his whole goddamn career.
Scooby Doo and Scream.
No, he only ever did 2 good movies in his whole fucking career. He did
Scooby Doo and Scream.
No, not Scream. Scream, fuck that movie. Trying to remember the name of it. So
Scooby Doo or Scream.
Where he's a punk, where he's in a punk rock and Hackers.
You mean Scooby Doo and Scream, right?
No, the movie where he was in SOC Punk.
SLC Punk. I think I saw that movie. At the time, I was working at a video store, and someone was like, yo, you should watch this.
And Hackers. Those are the only 2 good movies he ever did in his career. Those fucking Scooby-Doo movies were terrible.
You mean Scooby Doo and Scream, right?
No, not Scream. Because here's the thing. When I watched Scream, I knew it was him. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I could just look at him and just be like, you just have that air about you that you're crazy enough to kill people. I can just tell it about you. You just have that air about you that you just go on a murder spree. Then I found out he was from Lansing. Thank you.
I'm cool with it. Like, I ain't gonna beef. I don't. I'm still saying Scooby Doo and Scream. Like, really.
Fuck Scooby-Doo. I hate that movie. Also another thing, cosplayers ruin Scooby-Doo for me.
Why?
All right, there's one cosplayer in particular that ruined Scooby-Doo because there's a video of her on V-Porn of her basically doing a webcam show while she's dressed up as Velma.
I'm writing down Scooby Doo or Scream. That's going to be the title of my show.
You son of a bitch. What about JBird?
I know, it's Scooby Doo or Scream. Like, come on. Like, that's great. Come on, son. Scooby Doo or Scream is a great show title for this. No, it's Scooby Doo and Scream.
You better send that to Matthew Lillard on Twitter.
No, we good. I don't need to know Matthew Lillard. I enjoyed some of his work, and it's just going to be that. Cool.
Speaking of podcasts I was on, yeah. There are some shows where I look back and I was like, I knew I was never going to get invited back. I won't name no names, but some.
Which ones? No. Now you said it. I'm looking at his IMDb page, and I'm trying to find something else of his that I like.
Well, I knew I was never going to be invited back on Three Black Geeks.
I thought you were cool with those dudes. What happened? Like, I listened to a few shows, but like the problem, my problem with Three Black Geeks is they are way into stuff that I am not into at all.
Fair enough. The thing what happened with them was there's an actual episode where they can explain why I never got invited back because somebody wrote in talking shit about me, and I can tell you what episode it is. It's the episode where they review Who Am I?
Okay.
Like, on there, they get a letter and they say, look, he's not coming back. And I was like, got my answer.
Okay.
I wasn't mad at them at all. I was like, nigga, I ruined the whole episode for them that they never aired, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow.
Like, we were supposed to do an episode talking about porn and shit, and I ruined it.
Okay. I don't miss those days where I really cared about porn.
I'm falling out of love with porn.
I mean, now that you probably have sex on a regular basis, porn kind of loses its luster because you're actually able to put your dick in someone instead of, jerking it off with your hand. Like, porn kind of loses. Porn kind of loses its luster.
Okay, you assume I have sex on a regular basis.
No, I've been married before, so I know how these things turn. But I mean, you should be having sex on a regular basis.
I'm not. All right. Before I keep going.
Okay, he was in Senseless. I like Senseless.
All right, I want to make this clear before I say this. I'm about halfway through this fucking glass of this shit. So
this is why I never drink. I don't drink anymore while I'm podcasting because that's a terrible idea. When I got drunk for the first time, when I got super drunk for the first time, I got super drunk for the first time on a podcast, and that was a terrible idea.
No, I'm gonna say this. I have anxiety about sex to where I just don't try and instigate it very often. And And she has her own set of issues that I will not go into because it's her private issues, and I love her. Speaking for myself, I just have anxiety about it because just...
What kind of private issues are we talking about?
I'm not going to talk about it because I don't need her possibly hearing this and being pissed off at me that I told something that private.
No, you already said it now.
It's a very touchy subject, all right? Let's just leave it at that.
Okay. Yo, Burt Reynolds is from Lansing, bruh.
I said that, didn't I?
Burt fucking Reynolds. Like, I'm looking at this shit now. Burt, the top 3, Steven Seagal, I'm looking at actors. Most popular people born in Lansing. Steven Seagal, Burt fucking Reynolds, and Matthew Lillard are the top. John Hughes! You know what I mean? John Hughes.
Fuck John Hughes. Anyway,
John Hughes is like... That's a lot. That made a lot of a difference in my upbringing.
John Hughes. Fuck John Hughes. Fuck John Hughes.
I see. Magic Johnson is 10. I mean, I know this is an acting site mostly, but Magic Johnson is 10. Really, bruh. Chris Hansen. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've wanted to mention that Chris Hansen is from Lansing. I remember I talked to our mayor here in Lansing one time because he used to go to the retirement home where my great grandmother used to be at, and I was talking to him. And I shook his hand. I took a picture with him. And I asked him, "Hey, you ever think we should possibly, like, I don't know, get Chris Hansen a statue?" I'm just saying.
Maybe not.
No, he's done a great work for society with his show To Catch a Predator. He's getting child predators off the streets. That is God's work.
But he's a cheater. So
was Martin Luther King, and he got a statue.
Martin Luther King is a pillar of society, sir. How dare you?
Yeah, and he liked to get a little trim on the side. Doesn't mean he wasn't a great man. Lots of great men, cheated on their wives. I mean, come on, Ray Charles fucked her out a lot. He made beautiful music.
I mean, he couldn't see what was wrong with it. You're welcome. You're welcome. I came up with that on the spot. You're welcome. Oh my God, that felt great. It just came to me like immediately. That came to me, and
No, you son of a bitch! You made me vomit.
That was amazing. That was fucking amazing. I am so proud of me. Go me.
I did you have the name of the episode. Oh God, why'd you make me vomit? You son of a bitch! I hate you.
You want to take another break so you can get your life together?
This is Kuroi and you. Hate you, dude. This nigga ass shit. My drink.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that was gold. I wish that would have been on the Dream Team. Oh my God, I would have got all of the reggae horns. All of the reggae horns. Oh my God. Are you okay?
I'm gonna die. I just finished up the rest of this. I think I'm gonna die.
While we're on break right now, I mean, I'm uploading all of this audio as is. Put me out, go to bed.
Who's that? Who's time to go to
bed? My daughter.
Oh. I've been talking about the whole idea of having kids one day with Jackie.
I mean, you gotta have sex first, though.
I'm trying, nigga.
I mean, really. I mean, you're a counterculture ass nigga, right?
Define counterculture.
You like to go against the grain when it comes to a lot of things that are defined by culture.
If you mean my generation's culture, then yeah.
So, you're kind of a counterculture ass nigga. So, I mean, do what we used to do.
Which is?
Load up a playlist of a bunch of R. Kelly and let that shit fly. Like,
Here's the thing. Before I start my recording back up, I tried playing music for her, and she just felt awkward because she didn't recognize none of the shit I was playing.
That's why you don't play it very loud.
It wasn't loud. It was off my fucking phone.
No, I mean, no, you gotta you can't just play music. Like, you got to set the ambiance. All right, so here's what you got to do.
Nigga, what is more ambiance than fucking Bobby Womack? All right, nigga.
No. This is, you got to have a party starter. There is a podcast that I recorded. It was me, my ex-wife, and Adjective J, where we did a playlist of songs to make love to. But I don't think it's on. I think it's on the Legacy feed. I'll find it. Just remind me. I'll find it and I'll show it. And
question. But before I
but
start,
what you need is a party starter. I have two go-tos for a party starter.
Go ahead.
Anytime, Anyplace, Janet Jackson. Ultimate party starter.
Okay.
Or Naked, Marcus Houston. Those are party starters.
I'm talking about Janet Jackson because Marcus Houston makes me uncomfortable.
Just the song. Like the thing about these songs, most of the songs on my personal I'm about to put it on you playlist is mostly men singing to women, because that man can convey all of the mushy shit that I don't want to say right now. So that's how my playlist works. I mean, I know your playlist may work a little bit different, but my playlist works that way.
Okay. Two things. Two things I want to say. Number one, you got to remember who I'm having sex with, so I can't get too far off the beaten path with what I play.
No, No, I'm not saying go too far. Like, that stuff just it sets the mood, and then you just keep that mood going. You can, if you really want to, like, I don't know, like, what's some white people shit you can put on, like, cause my girlfriend is white, but she loves country music. She loves country music and shit.
She listens a little Boosie.
She likes country music and southern rock and stuff like that, because she's also older than me. But she does have more Lil Boosie on her iPod than any person should. So it's kind of a weird dichotomy. So, like, my music, if I put on a playlist or something like that, it's like, I've never heard that before. That's amazing. Like, let's do this. Like, it's more of a, trust me, I got you. But that thing comes, that part of it comes from me. Like,
nigga, you underestimate me. I will fuck to almost anything. Like, my nigga,
I know there's a lot of people who can, but, like, you don't see. So like, people my age, like, we used to get it on the TP too.
No. You don't understand. I have fucked the chick to Tyler, the Creator.
Okay, but see, that's not really my thing. But I'm saying, look, if you last long enough during TP2, then eventually you're going to come up on Fiesta, and you have a choice to make at that point. Like, you have a choice to make. Either you can say, okay, let me put this on something else. You can stop and say, hey, I'm gonna put this on something else, or you can go in on Fiesta that and just get into Fiesta. Like, you have a choice to make.
Second thing I wanted to say, I finally got around to realizing what Adjective J looks like, because out of the three of you on the Dream Team, I never knew what Adjective J looked like.
Okay.
And I finally found a picture of him. Why does that nigga look like a male porn star?
Nah, come on, dog. He looks like Black Teen Wolf grown up. Like, he looks like Teen Wolf.
Adjective J looks like he does videos for Black.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's like 6'8". Like, he might be able. He might got a forearm under there. Like, you never fucking know.
Adjective J looks like he knows what Mia Khalifa's insides feel like.
No, he looks like the type of nigga that would say "naked nasty" and mean it. Like, not even just being sarcastic. But that's besides the point.
Adjective J looks like he has husbands who look like Mark Zuckerberg hire him to fuck their wives.
No, he looks like, close your eyes. No. I can't. Just close your eyes. Close your eyes first. Just close your eyes. Like, he looks like that kind. Just close your eyes. Turn off the lights. Let me do this, but I need you to close your eyes first because this is about to be a problem if you don't close your eyes.
Like Angela J looks like Angela J looks like one of the dudes you see on like a male phone sex line commercial.
Yeah, I can see that, especially the escrow picture.
like Angela J looks like the nigga who you see talking to your girl after you like go to the bathroom to piss at the club.
As soon as he buy that wine, I just sneak up from behind. He looks like that nigga.
Like
he looks like the human embodiment to which one of y'all want to go home with Trigger. Like it looks like the human embodiment of that line.
Angela J looks like he walks into frat parties and yells, "Hey, where are all the white women at?"
No, I can't see that one. I can't see that one.
Okay, that's a me thing. That's what I've done at a party and got thrown the fuck out. Like, they literally picked me up and threw me out the fucking house.
You're a moron.
I figured I should try it once. Shit.
No. I understand the want to say it once, but you might want to make sure that you are in the right kind of company for such things. Just saying.
Anyway, back to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. And off mic, we were talking about one of...
oh, wow. None of that was on the show? Holy crap. Oh, man. All of that's going to be on my show. You know that, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. That's why I kept saying it. Because I know because I know Azur's going to hear it. So he's going to be like, this nigga... I don't know whether to be angry or complimented.
No, well, Azur J knows where I stand. And I'm perfectly happy with his current situation, and I think he should, I think he should finally settle down and have some kids and get married and all that other shit.
Azur J looks like he gonna fuck around and get with a woman who looks like Khloe Kardashian.
Actually, no.
No, I take that back. Either a woman who looks like Khloe Kardashian or a woman who looks like Jada Fire.
I can't say that I actually know what his girlfriend looks like off the top of my head.
He has a girlfriend now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually going very well. He had a girlfriend when he first came back to the States. But he went.
Wait, he's back in the States now? When did he come back?
He came back. He lives in outside of Seattle now.
Oh, so he just swimming in white women. Goddamn.
No, he went white for a little bit. He bet back on black.
I could probably, if this relationship doesn't work out, I've always thought about it. If I have to go back to the dating pool, would I try and go back to dating black women? I said it would depend.
No, my thing is like I didn't choose my white person because she was a white person.
Neither did I.
I chose my white person because, well, let's be honest, she chose me first. She chose me first, and then I was like, well, why not? And, I was lonely at the time. Like, I just got dumped. So, like, it's like, why the fuck not? And, it's been 4 years.
My whole thing was I met my girlfriend because I used OkCupid, and, like, my matches had, like, no black women.
Yeah, I tried the dating sites thing. I signed up for a couple, and when I signed up for Tagged, I signed up for Tags, and I started seeing people that I knew, and I started seeing women that I knew, and I was just like, no, I can't do this. I'm good.
The one dating site I will never go back to is Badoo, because I met I ended up running into my ex-girlfriend on there, and we got back together for a little bit. And let me tell you, if you thought sex couldn't get any more awkward, try fucking a girl, A, in her parents' house, B, on a very small bed, and C, you do not know if anyone else is in the house. So you have to keep this shit down.
Well, I'm an adult, so either we're gonna do it in my house or your house. Like, I'm an adult, so like I can't be with somebody that still lives with the people. Like,
I try dealing with it, but
I'm an adult. I hopefully I will never be in that situation. So I look at it from the perspective of I'm an adult. I'll be 38 in a few weeks. So like,
wait, back up. You're only 38.
yeah, I'll be 30. I'll be 38 on the 18th. A few days
So wow,
like a week after your birthday.
I thought you were my parents' age. Goddamn.
Mm-mm. I mean, I might still fuck your mom, but no.
Hey!
I'm joking.
We're not away from that. Why do you keep making jokes about fucking my mom?
Because I know how uncomfortable it makes you. That's the only reason why I do that. Like I would never do that because I'm not a cheater. I've been cheated on. I never do that. But
all right, but if I find out you single again, so help me God, I'm watching you.
No, I'm cool. I don't have to. You know, I'm not single. I don't plan to be.
All right, you end up single and you end up in Michigan. I'm looking for you.
I'm not. I don't really. No, there's no reason for me to be in Michigan. No
all
reason.
Right. All right, nigga. Last thing I need is to go over to my mama house and you in the fucking kitchen with like a gallon of Kool-Aid naked.
But like we've had this conversation where I said I would never like if that was the type of situation for me. I wouldn't start it off by being at her house. I get a nice room, you know, we could go out to a nice dinner. If it's a nice hotel, we can go to dinner at that hotel, like that, you know, and then if it starts popping from there, then we'll go do that. But if not, then we'll go do something else. Like I would never start that type of thing, knowing that she has kids. Like
two things. Number one of her kids is an adult, so technically she only has one kid.
No, she has two kids. Like my current girlfriend has two kids. They're both adult age. She has a grandchild and another grandchild on the way, but I still wouldn't. That wouldn't be the situation for me. I would rather us start that kind of relationship in a neutral place.
Point number 2, don't give her red wine. She becomes a fucking cunt when you do.
No, I ain't trying to get what I look like with red wine. We taking shots, baby.
All right, heed my warning. Don't give her red wine. She becomes a fucking cunt.
To you, like I think I can handle her more. I mean, because
really, that's what my dad thought. That's why they're not together anymore.
Yeah, but I don't want a relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. The difference between me and your dad is I don't want a relationship. I just, you know.
Well, my dad was gonna marry her.
Pop lock and drop it, and let's be on about our lives. Like, I live in Virginia. We can't make a relationship work anyway.
All right, but I tell you right now, you better pray. You better wrap the shit up or hope for the best. Because if I gotta deal with another kid out of her and seeing you occasionally, this is gonna get weird.
No, it wouldn't get weird. I mean, I would, if in that situation, I would be there for the birth, and then that kid gonna have to come to Virginia. Like, that's not how this works. And my child looks just like me, so good luck seeing me every single day of your life.
No, here's what I can deal with a kid looking like you. The thing is, you're not going to convince her to let you take the kid all the way to Virginia. She will fight you.
No, she can come too.
She's not leaving Michigan unless you got like GM plants she can work at.
No, she can come to visit. I'm not saying I want to keep the kid. I'll keep the kid for some summers and some weekends and shit. Like, we'll get that popping.
You know it's gonna be weird as fuck if you got her pregnant and then have a kid by one of the most notorious trolls in black podcasting.
I think of you as notorious. I think of you as kind of infamous, but I wouldn't say notorious.
Nigga, I am banned from at least 8 different shows, and most of them I ain't even listened to.
Okay, most of them I don't listen to either. So, but I guess
like I got told I'm banned from shows that I don't even fucking listen to.
I'm pretty sure I've been banned from a bunch of shows that I don't listen to either.
Like, I thought it was bad enough when Rod banned me. Shit.
I didn't get banned. I just kind of got disowned. I mean, we still cool on social media, but I think I just kind of got disowned.
Rod hates me.
I don't think he hates me. I think that, you know, my breakup was too messy and everybody was just like, you know what? We want to set ourselves from this.
Shit, that's some pussy ass shit, nigga.
No, it's smart.
How is that smart? I have been there where my friends dealt with girlfriends that tried to fucking kill them. Like my nigga, I have been there where my friends had their shit burning
but
on
these are
their
your
front
but
lawn,
these are
and I
your
was there for them.
but these are your IRL friends. These are not just like people that you know through the podcast and social media. Like that's a completely different situation, and I understand. Like you have a brand and you have an image to maintain, and when like somebody who, even if you fuck with them like that, if they go through something as messy as what I went through because I was young. Well, I wasn't young, but I was in a position to whereas I had no control over myself because I'd never felt those feelings before. Like it may be a situation to where you just go, I'm gonna go over there, you stay here, I'm gonna go over there, and then it just never, it just never really turned into anything after that. I mean, and I don't have no beef. Uh, you know, I don't have no beef with nobody for any reason, and I completely understand it now that I'm now that I've now that I'm completely out of that situation. I can look back on it and go, nigga, you was bugging. And I can say that to me. I can look back on it now. I couldn't then. And I couldn't see it then. I can understand what was really happening to me then. Like I said, I was in a situation to where I was feeling feelings that I had never felt before. And I had absolutely no idea how to handle those feelings. And I did it the wrong way. And and by doing that, I alienated a lot of people that probably would have, and some actually did, support me. I was in a situation to whereas I started writing and I wrote a poem that I recorded. I was doing podcasts about how I was feeling about stuff. And I had people telling me, which is why I tell you all the time, be mindful of who your cheering section is, because when the shit hits the fan, they're gonna turn into the same people that are booing you. Because I had a lot of people at that time. Like I said, I was doing all of this stuff, and I was actually getting, like, before I posted anything, I had a group of 4 people that I ran everything by. Everything. There was nothing that I just put up, just to put it up. I had a group of 4 people that I put everything by, and they all okayed every bit of that until the moment when she had enough. When she had enough and she went off and she took it a little bit too far, I had a fucking mental breakdown because I was already mentally breaking down every fucking day anyway. Then everything changed. I had people sending me messages like, yo, this same shit happened to me. And, thank you
What
for being.
exactly happened? Just so we're clear, because I don't know what happened in your situation.
What happened in my situation?
Yeah.
Things were not going well. I looked at her phone, saw a friend of mine's dick, and everything just kind of fell apart from me. One of our podcast friends.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And we had met him in person. We had met him in person that year. We had all met in person in January of that year. This was April. When I found out it was April the 29th. I only know this because it's the day after my sister's birthday. But it was April the 29th. Things were not going well at all. It got to the point where it started going really bad, and I was like, I need to do something. So I looked in the phone. I looked in the phone, and there was a conversation. And my first thought was, I didn't know they exchanged numbers. Like, because I know she's not really a talker, she's a texter. So I opened the phone. I saw the message. I opened the text messaging, and that person's name was at the top. And I'm just like, I didn't know they exchanged message. I didn't know they exchanged numbers. So I opened the thing, and there's a conversation There was a conversation happening, and it was the typical high school conversation. I'm going. Good night. I'm going to bed. Oh, I wish I was there with you. Yeah, but if I was there, we wouldn't be going to bed. That conversation. So I scrolled up to see how, what kind of, how long this conversation has been going on. And I realized at the top of the conversation, it started off with a picture of a penis. And I was really bummed out. One, because There's a picture of someone's penis in my wife's phone. Second of all, penis is larger than mine. So like, that's what happened. And then I just kind of fell apart. And it turns out it was a relationship that was online. It hadn't gotten physical yet, but I did not know how to handle those feelings that came all rushing to me at that same time. I had never been in that position before, and I did not handle it well.
I gotta be real with you. I worry about this happening all the time with my girlfriend.
No, I say I would say this. I should have noticed the signs. And one of the things that I completely ignored was my own happiness. I didn't realize how unhappy I was until after the fact when I went back. There's times where I just couldn't take what I was feeling at the time. I wrote it down, just typed it out into like a document, like a Google document. And I just typed it out. And then once I got it out, it just left me, and it was just like a weight lifted off of me. So I didn't pay no attention to what I had wrote months before. And I did this just for my own, just like I just want to get this out. So I wasn't paying attention to my own unhappiness. And if I would have been more aware of my own unhappiness, I might have noticed hers. But I was so wrapped up in wanting to be internet famous that I didn't realize that, I didn't realize all of the other stuff that was happening on the internet.
Yeah, I can see that. I kind of feel you on that because, like I said, I worry about my girlfriend leaving me for somebody else. She tells me all the time, I'm not going to leave you, I'm not going to leave you, you're not going to leave me. But you got to realize, like...
No, it sounds cliche as fuck, right? It sounds really cliche, but it's really about your communication. Like, how much of this do you truly talk about? Do you talk about your hopes and fears and your feelings about stuff, or do you keep stuff from her? I wasn't very expressive about my own personal feelings before, and that turned into a thing where my ex-wife believed I had no feelings, and it's a problem for Virgos also, but my ex-wife believed that I didn't have any feelings, and she didn't realize how much all of this would hurt me if I found out. It was just like she felt like she wasn't getting what she needed from the relationship, so she got it somewhere else, and she never thought about what it would do to me.
I try to open up, but it's like when I try to open up, it doesn't make me look good.
You just have to be honest. Like, and right, whether it makes you look good or not, the best thing that you can do is just be honest with your girl and say, this is how I'm feeling. No matter how it makes you look, this is how I'm feeling right now about everything, how I'm feeling about myself, how I'm feeling about us, how I feel about you. And if you're always honest about those things, and she's honest with you about it, and you make strides to make if there's anything that you can make better, you do that. Like you have to make especially with you being the type of person that you are, you have to make more of an effort, and it requires a Herculean effort to be able to say able to say the things that you need to say in a lot of the situations where you need to say them.
Give me an example of what I'm talking about. The thing everyone always gets on me about, they would say, well, you said even, you hate your mom. No, I don't hate her. And I'll try to explain it to her, and I'll try to explain, this is what I would say. I don't hate her. I hate what she did in the course of raising me. Because on one hand, she raised me to have some sense of responsibility and ambition towards, having things in order and competency and intelligence. She raised me. But the thing that made it so that I just grew to have this like underlying animus is that to this day, even though she knows there's nothing she can make me, there's nothing she can do to make me really do this. To this day, she still tries to push this agenda of trying to make me into the kind of young man she ultimately turned my younger brother into. But she never understood. I didn't want to become this because I've seen what that looks like to what that looks like in practice with everyone else. I keep trying to explain it to her, and I try to explain it to my mom, I try to explain it to everyone. The reason I never wanted to become the kind of man she kept trying to say, the nice young gentleman, is because I saw what it looked like for other guys. It literally looked like guys being raised to have like automatic complaints, to like dress up in uncomfortable clothes, to just basically just be yes men and fit this like almost like male Stepford Wives love image. It's like it feels like the inverse of what they tried to do with girls back in the old days, try to make them nice and prissy and proper. Instead, they tried to do it with dudes, and I felt like I didn't want to become, because I tried to explain to Mom, I didn't want to become like those guys because I seen what they've become. All of the guys who ended up like that, who were my age, either stopped that and became full-on fuckboys, or were keeping up that image but were hiding bigger problems, like they were using drugs, they were lying to women, they were hurting women in some cases. They had real fucking problems. Or And I told them the time, best case scenario with a lot of the guys that you tried to turn me, like the guys you tried to turn me, best case scenario, they turned out gay. That was best case scenario, because that doesn't harm anybody in the big picture of things. Them being gay doesn't harm anybody. I get it. I was done.
Okay, so here's why all of that is fucking bullshit. And it's the same shit that John already fucking told you. It's the same shit that everybody who has ever in their life tried to fucking help you has told you over and fucking over and fucking over and fucking over again. Here goes. And I've said this already in this show. Like, okay, your mom wanted to turn you into something you didn't want to be. But the moment you got old enough to decide that's not what you want to be, you can't fucking blame her anymore. No, shut the fuck up. I'm talking now. I let you spit all of that nonsense. So now you gonna shut the fuck up and listen to me. For once. You have to let it the fuck go. The moment you become an adult, all of that shit goes out the window. It's stupid to hold on to all of this stuff. You didn't choose not to be the person that she wanted you to be. You chose to become, you chose to become stagnant in your maturity as a fucking adult. And that's what you did. You chose, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking now. You chose to stunt your own growth. And even if you didn't want to become that thing you felt like she was trying to make you, no one said you had to actually do that. No one, she tried. If she tried and failed, oh well, she tried. And even if she keeps trying, oh well, you tried, you failed, I am who I am, that's cool. But the problem that I have is you're constant blaming her for this. Once you become an adult and you make your own decisions, your decisions about where your life goes are yours, and they don't have anything to do with her anymore. None. Once you become an adult and you make your own decisions, that shit goes out the window. And so should your feelings of anger, of angst, of anime, whatever the fuck you want to call it. All of that shit goes away when you're old enough to make your own decisions. Period. There is no excuse. There is no other excuse. There is no explanation. There is nothing. It all goes away when you say, okay, when you personally define who you are and what you're going to be in this life, all that goes away.
It's never that simple.
It is that simple.
Do you tell No. Do you tell the Palestinians to let what the Israelis did to them go? No. Do you tell a Holocaust survivor to let what Germany did to them go? No. Do you tell the Armenians or the Kurds to let what the Turks did to them go? No. You fucking fight back and you let them know that you will not be stepped on.
You forgive, but you don't forget.
Open arms leaves you open for bullets. You don't.
I never said you had to do anything open arms. I never said you had to do anything open arms. I said you forgive, but you don't forget. That's simple.
You don't forgive someone like her. I've seen what.
No, you forgive. Like her. You forgive her. You forgive her. You forgive her. You forgive her simply because of who she is, not for anything that she's done. You have to forgive her because of who she is. You just lost somebody in your family and you can't find it, and you can't find it in your heart to say, I forgive you, but I know that what
if you knew the shit I'm saying, it doesn't matter. You understand why this isn't an easy thing to let go.
None of it matters. None of it matters. Growing up, I had serious issues with my father. I wanted him to die, and I wanted to do it myself. Like, I had all of that teenage angst, and he didn't feed into any of it, and he didn't abide by any of it, and I thought he should die for that. Personally, I felt that way. But once I became an adult and I understood why he said and did the things that he did, because I became mature enough to understand where he thought this was supposed to go. It didn't go the way that he wanted it to go, and that's cool. So, but what I did was I say, you know what? I can forgive you. I will never forget what made me feel that way, but I can forgive you and move on with my life. I had to do that I did that with my ex-wife. Like, I told you about what I told you.
I would forgive her if it didn't impede things. Now you act like I haven't tried to forgive her. It doesn't impede. Keeps interrupting shit.
You are holding on to this yourself. It's not impeding you from moving forward in your life. It is not.
You act like this isn't new stuff. No, this is because of the shit she does now. I'm mad because of the shit she does now. The shit she did as a kid, I just racked it up to her just being a bitch. All right?
But you're a fucking adult.
Now with me as an adult, that's when I get mad.
Don't ever call your mom a bitch. Come on, son. That's stupid.
She's fucking bitch.
Don't call your mom a bitch. You're gonna fucking regret that.
What? Gonna die and I'm gonna finally be happy? No, she's a fucking bitch. Ask any man who was ever dated her.
It doesn't matter.
Or had a kid by her. She's a fucking bitch.
It doesn't matter. Did you fuck her or have a kid by her? No. You shouldn't feel the same as those dudes. You shouldn't have the same feelings. You shouldn't have if you didn't
think that about her.
If you didn't,
our cousins even think she's a fucking bitch.
Right, but you just said. Ask any man that blah, 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 whatever. If you didn't do those things, why the fuck do you and those dudes have the same feelings?
Because our family has the same feeling about her. Our cousins, our little cousins, our great.
Why do all of you
up with her shit?
Okay, but have you ever asked yourself why you identify with people who have had sex with your mom?
Because a few of them tried to kill her. That's why.
But do you understand how stupid this sounds? You identify with people who have had sex with your mom.
A few of those guys tried to kill her. That's why.
You identify with people who have had sex with your mom. Do you understand how fucking disturbing that is?
My name is Howard Tyrone Smith II. What else matters?
There's a lot that matters, and there's a lot that don't matter. How you feel about your mom at this point, when you're an adult and you make your own decisions, don't.
I would let the shit with her go if she didn't keep doing shit now.
No,
if this was about stuff I did when she was a kid, I could understand the argument. But this is me mad about stuff she does now.
There's no exceptions to this, bro.
You know what? A lot of people would be happier if we went back to just, offing people when they did certain awful things.
There is nothing outside of molestation and extreme physical abuse that should make anyone feel this way.
The second one. She did that one to me.
Okay. I mean, I got my ass whooped too.
No, she sent me for 3 days to be tortured in the middle of fucking Michigan. She left me to die.
Okay. Did you?
No, but then she wonders why. Then she wonders why I stabbed her.
Okay. So you got your revenge. You ain't straight yet?
She's still alive, so no.
Right. You're still alive. She's still alive. She sent you to die. You tried to stab her, and she's still here. So, what part of this do you not just say, "All right, we square," and get over and go on with your fucking life?
It's never square till one of us is in the ground.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard anyone say about their mom.
You have no idea what that woman's done to me. The beatings, the emasculations, the humiliations, the making me out to just be.
But it's still at the end of the day, you are still here. She's still here. You gotta let this shit go. You have to. And I know that you and your ilk don't let things go very easily, but you have to. If you want to better your own life, you have to start letting some shit go.
I try to let shit go. That's why I don't contact.
No, there's no try. Do or do not.
The only way I'm making things better is the less contact I have with her, right?
Yes, that was a Star Wars reference. Yes, I did that.
Yoda had an idea, but Yoda also made a very big problem. Yoda didn't send Luke to go join the Empire. You need people like the Empire. You need an overarching power, because no matter how great you might think you are, no matter how bad you might think they are, there is always, and I mean always, someone far more scarier, far more brutal in the world out there. And that's where people like the Empire come in.
But that shouldn't be you. That shouldn't be you.
I don't have a choice.
There's people like 45 that are alive to be the Empire now. That shouldn't be you. You don't have it in you to be Empire, bruh. It's not in you. It's not in you. You are a fake villain. Do you understand that? Like you and your ilk try to point out all of these social justice villains or whatever the fuck you want to call them, but you don't realize by doing what you're doing, you're creating the villain inside of you.
Good.
But you're not built for this shit. Just like you try to get in and you try to when you tried to hijack my post about some dumb shit and start talking about black women and all of this other shit, you're not as good as this as John. You can't do it the same way he can. Like you're not as good as that as he is. There's a time and a place to be a villain. You're not at that time or place, and you probably will never be. You are not good at this, bruh.
Well, I'm not good at saving people now, am I?
You're not good at saving people. You're probably best as a fucking bystander at this point.
I don't bystand. No man in my family has ever bystanded. And the ones that have, well, they didn't live long.
I wait for you and people like you.
Scar. You must understand, it's never as simple as you make it out to be. Sometimes
it is really simple. It's really fun simple. I can't stress to you how simple just letting go really is. It's extremely simple, but it's hard to put yourself in a place to start. But once you start letting shit go, you make your life better, and you realize that it's not that hard. The thought about it is hard. It's like bungee jumping. The worst part about bungee jumping is walking to the edge of that platform. And thinking about what's going to happen. The bungee jumping isn't that bad.
You want to know how I know letting it go doesn't pay? It's a funny story.
Because you think you know everything.
No, there's a story behind why I know. See, back when I worked at my old job, at an old restaurant, I had a friend there. Good guy, but he's a pretentious asshole. Actually, I take that back. He's just a pretentious asshole. Used to hang out with him, get high, all the stuff. But then he just went too fucking far. I can't even nail down what he did or said exactly that made it go far. But eventually, I wanted to make him hurt. And I knew the number one way it happened. See, this guy, he had just broken up with his girlfriend. But they broke up all the time. So eventually I figured, hey, they'll get back together. But this time, I wanted to have a little fun. So, she didn't have much of a place to stay, so I invited her over for a little bit. Long story short, took a few pictures of her, with her consent, of course, and had a little fun with her. I can remember the moment when he finally realized what had happened. Guy was going through every emotion down the drain. Every single emotion I had ever made me feel. Hurt, pain, betrayal, humiliation. You just see it in somebody's face, and it's just, you finally see everything someone did to you on somebody else, and you just, better than sex.
No, but if you truly feel like revenge is better, but after that you should be able to let it go. Like, okay, I got my revenge, I'm good. But you can't do that.
Oh, I let it go because I finally got. You
can do that with this random person, but you can't do it from your mom. Cool, gotcha.
Again, do you tell the Palestinians to let what the Israelis have did to them go?
I mean, murdering people in the name of your land and your deity is not necessarily the same as what happened to you growing up. Can we at least admit that?
No, it's pretty bad.
Can we admit that those two things are not the fucking same?
The point I made by that analogy was you don't let somebody who's been suffering from one group of people, you don't let the suffering they do and continue to do, tell them to let it go. Especially when the people that they're telling to let it go from will likely within the next hour to days show up and strike back at them. That's why I use the Palestinian-Israeli analogy. Because as much as a Palestinian might want to let what the Israelis go, the chances are, within a matter of hours to days, either an artillery strike is going to come in and wipe away their lands, killing women and children, or the IDF is going to swoop in and start killing people. You don't let it go when they're still hitting you. You don't forgive someone when they're beating you.
Again, I think that you're super fucking dramatic, and there is absolutely nothing that she should or would be able to do with you as once you became an adult that you shouldn't be able to say.
It would have been fine if it didn't possibly fuck up my life. Losing me jobs.
You lost your jobs.
No, she wouldn't shut her fucking mouth.
You lost your jobs because you don't know how to handle yourself, so you don't know how to handle her in that situation. We good.
If she would have just shut the fuck up, I would have had a job.
We good.
If she just would have knew her place and shut the fuck up, I would have had the job.
You already know that I'm just not. We're just not. We're never gonna agree on this. Like, never. And like I said, you have. You've been told this many times, even by your best friend, and you still don't get it, and I don't think you're going to. But the truth of the matter is, none of this shit matters, bro.
You want me to forgive? Tell her to stop. I'll forgive when she stops cunting her way through my life.
Stop saying shit like that about your mom. Like, that shit is not cool. And I said this before. Like, nobody who co-signs your fuckery when it comes to your mom should ever call themselves your friend. Nobody.
You haven't dealt with the same shit I've dealt with.
I don't give a fuck. Like, no one who co-signs this shit should call them your friend. Period.
Do you have any idea how many mothers are in prison right now for either munchins by proxy or just outright killing their kids? Just because she's a mother doesn't mean she's not capable of awful things.
She can be capable. She can be capable of awful things, but you are capable of forgiveness.
Why am I expected to forgive someone who left me like this?
Because you chose to stay like that on your own.
I would let it go if she didn't keep constantly introducing what's the word I'm looking for? Regression. That's the word I'm looking for. Regression. She's walking regression because she doesn't ever treat me like I'm ever doing better. Even when I try, I put in my best effort to be better.
It doesn't matter, man.
Fucked it up.
But it's still on you. It's not on her. It's not on her to. All right, we spend way too much time talking about your mom. And
dude, you gotta understand.
I know, I understand. I understand. It's the problem is you don't. I understand just fine.
Just because she's my mom does not mean she's not capable of awful things.
And just because you're a walking shitbag that you say is because of her doesn't mean that you're not capable of forgiveness.
Why would I forgive someone who constantly fucks up my life?
No, because you are in control of your life. No matter what she does to you, you are still in control of your life. So none of that shit fucking matters because you're a fucking adult. Act like a fucking adult.
You don't get it, do you?
No, you don't. It's not on me. Like I've known some people like either completely separate yourself from that situation or forgive for you. You don't have to forgive her for her. You're doing it for your own sanity. You're not doing it for her.
You've never dealt with the mental health industry, have you?
Bruh, I've been through a lot.
Have you ever been in a situation where they constantly go back to one de facto person if they even think you're going off the end? And what happens when that one person realizes their power and constantly uses it to keep you in control with the constant threat that if you don't do what they say on certain things, they'll have you locked away, ultimately upending your life? What do you do then? What do you do then when you're dealing with somebody who will gladly have you institutionalized just because you didn't do what they fucking said?
You walk away, or you find a way to get away from that person, and you stay.
And what happens when you walk away and they still call the men the white coats to take you away anyway, huh? Because
if you're stable enough to be able to be like, hey, I don't have a problem here. She has a problem with me, and you're smart enough to get this shit on wax through text message or some other shit like that. You'd be like, hey, I'm okay. This is what's actually happening here.
I've tried that. It doesn't work. Hell, she was fucking one of my therapists.
Okay. But that's still none of this shit fucking matters, dog. Like everything you say, you're not gonna change my mind. You've done enough to change your own mind, but you're not gonna change my mind because the difference between me and you is I am a functioning adult. So I don't think of things in a childish way like you do because I'm a functioning fucking adult.
Again, when someone will gladly lie to no end to have you put away, what can you do? No qualms, nothing to stop them from lying. What can you do?
You can do a lot, but it's up to you to get over your fucking self.
I think you're not hearing me. She could have me institutionalized.
She can try, but if you're stable enough to prove that you shouldn't be institutionalized, none of that matters. If you are a functioning fucking adult, none of this matters. The only way that any of this can still hold power over you is if you still continue to act like a fucking child, which is what you keep choosing to do. This is not happening to you. You keep choosing for it to happen. That's the difference here. You keep choosing this. It's not just choosing you. You understand that, right? You have control over your own life. You have control over your own feelings. You have control over your own actions. She does not have control over you. Period. There is nothing that you can say that would ever make me think otherwise.
You don't fucking get it.
No, it's not me that don't get it. It's you. Grow the fuck up and you won't have to worry about any of this shit.
I have tried, all right? She doesn't know. She gets in people's ears. She tells people what to do things.
The problem isn't her. The problem isn't her. If you really feel this strongly, then build yourself up, get yourself some money, and get the fuck out of there. Period.
Yeah, right.
But that's up to you. It's up to you. And the moment you say, yeah, right, you are choosing to stay in this situation. That's a choice. That's a choice that you make. It's a choice. This thing isn't choosing you. You are choosing to stay and wallow in this nonsense. If this is what's really happening to you, there's a choice that you can make. You can choose to grow the fuck up, get yourself in a better situation in your life and remove the type of people that you feel aren't healthy for you out of your fucking life. You can walk away from this, but you have to better yourself first. And the moment you choose to stay and you say, yeah, right, that's not going to happen, that is you making the decision to stay where the fuck you are, to continue to complain. At some point, you're going to get tired of fucking complaining and you're going to do something good with your life. You don't have to be great. Do something good with your life in order to better yourself enough to whereas when you're able to stand on your 2 feet and move the fuck away from her, you can say, okay, this is what's best for me. But you have to be able to say, I can forgive you and walk away from this situation, or I can forgive you and stay in this situation, or I could just be a whiny fucking child about it. You're choosing to be a whiny fucking child about it.
Scar, let me tell you right now, if I do anything to change things, you're going to be talking to me through a fucking prison phone.
Well, I won't be talking to you through a prison phone.
Well, somebody.
You ain't got my phone number.
Either way, you don't want me to do anything about it. Okay. There's nothing that can be done that won't break a law or two.
Okay. All right, so this has been 2 hours, so we can go ahead and wrap this up, B.
Anyway, you know what the deal is. Blah, blah, blah. Share, share, share. I'm not on Twitter. Scar, tell me they can find you.
I'm on Twitter. Scarfinger. Holla at your boy. I am not a social justice warrior or a villain. I'm just a regular ass dude with my own opinions, and for the most part, I try not to do a whole lot of name calling, like some of the people that we know. I'm just me, and I'm a podcaster. I'm a father. I used to be a husband. I'm a really good boyfriend, and I'm awesome. And I believe in me, unlike some people. I really believe in me. So check me out on my shows. I listen to shows at the beginning. If you don't remember, hit me up on Twitter, Scarfinger. I only really respond to mentions on Twitter. I don't really check Twitter very often. So, but that's the best way to reach me because it comes straight here. And just holler at your boy. I got you. I'm awesome. I believe I am. You should too.
I got nothing. I really got nothing.
And you know what? Even though things ain't always been that great, I love my mom.
Fuck that bitch.
Stop calling your mom names.
You
can say I don't like her very much without calling her a bitch. Just I don't.
If you knew what she's done to me, you'd understand.
You can talk about your situation without calling names. You can, but it's a choice. Like I said, it's all a choice.
The name's earned.
Even if it is, that's not what you do online. That's for you and your mom. That's not for fucking Facebook or podcasting or anything.
I will do that with her. I don't care. She'll draw no quarter with me. I'll do the same with her. If she wants to gaslight me all the fucking time, I'll call her fucking bitch and then show everyone, hey, I guess I'm the crazy one.
I would never in my lifetime disrespect my stepmom like that.
Your stepmom's probably a lovely woman. My mom has lied on people, hurt people, gotten people put in jail, caused people to lose their jobs, manipulated people out of their livelihood.
And I still wouldn't do this to her. I still wouldn't do this to her.
Why? When she does?
Because I'm a fucking adult and I know that it's not needed. No one needs.
Sometimes you have to hurt people sometimes.
No, sometimes you don't have to.
You need to hurt people.
You don't have to, especially if you don't have the stomach for hurting people, which you don't.
Tell that to the 2 fucking bodies I got buried, alright? Fuck off.
Nigga, please.
Really? Really? We're doing this? You got me recorded.
Nah, I'm cool. Even if I got this recorded, like I don't really need to do this. Like it's not something that I need to do because you want to know why? Because I'm an adult and this is a choice that I'm making. I'm making the choice not to try to do anything to follow up on your two bodies are buried or just nonsense. That part doesn't matter to me. I know at this point, I think I know you well enough to know that you don't really have the stomach for this. You can do this to your mom because you know at this point she's going to be around to take it and fire back at you. But you don't really have the courage to take it really as far as you want to sometimes.
If I took it as far as I wanted to, I'd have a whole new set of problems, like running from the law.
Right. But if this is something that if you're really about that life, then running for the law shouldn't scare you.
Some things I actually care about, like my like what little bit of sanity I have, and just creature comforts and convenience. Those all go right out the window once I start killing people.
Some of the things that you actually care about. Black women, not one of those.